Interracial relationships. Is it good for black people? Well, we're going to talk about it when we get back. I'm CLM II for Style with Power, the channel that helps empower men through style. Happy Monday, everyone. We hope everyone out there had a fantastic weekend. It was warm this weekend in New York City. We hit 85 to 89 and almost hit 90 on Sunday. So very, very warm, but hey, who's complaining? We can't complain. Weather is getting nice outside. The pandemic is lowering and things are starting to open up. So we're not gonna worry about that. So in today's episode, we're gonna talk a little bit about some current events and some relationship stuff. So the question is, interracial relationships. Usually black, white, Latino, white, black, Latino, different cultures. But normally, we're going to talk about the black-white relationship. And is it good for black people? Very, very interesting question. Now, I know personally, I've dated a couple, I think just two in my lifetime. Once when I was a child, and I went to a school where it was predominantly white, so there was no one else to date. And I dated this young white girl who was I believe I was in junior high school, or they call it middle school. So I didn't know. And then as an adult, I dated I took a white woman out on a date. I shouldn't say I dated her, because we went out on a date once. And I'm gonna tell you, I went on this date, went to a famous eatery in New York City. And when I walked through the eatery, I felt daggers. I really, really felt uncomfortable. I felt like the women of the culture were looking at me like, why am I with this woman? And I felt uncomfortable. And that was the first and last date that we ever went out on. And I don't know if it was because of what I felt, but I can tell you, I've been thinking about it. I mean, that was probably 20 years ago, and I still am feeling those, those daggers. So, is it beneficial for black people? Well, I don't know. I really don't know. I'd like to know what you think about it. But the reason I'm talking about it today is because of a very famous black philosopher, speaker, educator, social worker by the name of Dr. Umar Johnson. Many of you out there have heard Umar Johnson speak. Very strong young man, speaks about different things that happen to black people. He is, pro-African, pro-African American, and he looks out for the people. And he has some really, really strong opinions about interracial dating. So you know what? I have a clip, as usual. Let's take a look.
Let me ask you a question, Dr. Umar. Are you totally against interracial relationships?
I am totally against it, and I want to make sure you understand why. Mm-hmm. It's not because... Cut it out, Envy. Cut it out, Envy.
Don't do that, Envy. I'm having a serious conversation.
We have a name for it. We have a name for it.
Okay.
The Snow Bunny Crisis.
Okay.
I am against the Snow Bunny Crisis. And I want your white listeners to understand. Because people be trying to say stuff like, he's the Black Hitler. I'm not the Black Hitler. I am in no way interested in hurting or harming the life of any human, white, Asian, Chinese. I believe in respecting everybody. Mm-hmm. The reason I'm against interracial marriage, Envy and Charlemagne, is because marriage is an economic contract. It's an economic contract. Most women do not marry down in status. They marry up. And if you don't believe me, show me a rich white woman married to a broke-ass black man. Have you ever seen a rich white woman marry a broke-ass black man? No, you have not, and you never will. Because marriage ain't about love, it's not colorblind, and it is totally economic. So if marriage is an economic unification and a contract, how can we, who don't have enough already, give so much to the white woman and to white people who have already taken too much when we got all these black women out here who will never get married? Only 1 out of every 4 black women in America will ever taste marriage, and half of them who taste marriage will be divorced within 5 years. If you want to save the black family, you have to protect it. And in order to protect it, you have to be against interracial marriage. You can't say, I love the black family, but I don't have a problem with interracial marriage. Interracial marriage is eliminating the black family because it is not providing our women with enough available and able black men to be their husbands.
Well, there you have it. Dr. Umar does not pull any punches. He tells you straight up why he doesn't think that blacks should be dating whites, especially black men dating white women, where so many of our sisters need the support, so many of our sisters need the love, and we need to look out for them, and we need to have one of them on our arm. And like I said, even when I did that one date, some 20, 25 years ago, I felt the daggers, and I felt the sisters saying, hey, what about me? And you know what? You were right, sisters. That was the first and last time I did that. So the question is, how do you feel about what Dr. Johnson had to say? What's your thoughts? So you know what? Write something in the comments. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, write something in the comments. Let me know what you feel about interracial dating. And is it good for black people? Our next relationship question is, why is it that women always need closure? What is it about closure? All right, let me tell you this quick story. Woman meets a man. She thinks this is the man of her dreams. They hang out together. They are doing a lot of different things together. She falls madly in love. She never does her research on the man, so she doesn't know too much about him. She just knows that he seems to be a great guy. She has no suspicions because her eyes is filled with her eyes is filled with stars, that angel dust, that sparkling dust, and that's all she sees is this lovely guy. Well, make a long story short, come to find out that he asked her to marry him, and come to find out that the guy had already had a girlfriend for many years. So he was cheating on her. And the way that she found out is that his girlfriend found her phone number in his phone, called her up, put her on speakerphone with him right there standing next to her, and told the girl, listen, you're a side chick. You've been a side chick for a while now, and I know you didn't know anything about me, but this guy is happily in a relationship, and it's not going to happen. And this guy just stood there, didn't say a word. So it was over. But he never ever called the young lady ever again. And now the young lady is so devastated because she needs closure. What is it with this closure? You meet a man. You fall hard for the man. You find out the man is cheating. You find out the man is no good. You find out that this man may be married, may be engaged, may have another woman in his life. You find all this stuff out, and you're saying, I need closure? What closure do you need? And that's the difference between men and women. We don't need closure. If there's a woman in my life and I find out that she's cheating, I find out that she's doing underhanded things, I don't need closure. That's closure. It's over. I'm gone. I'm out. I don't need to even see you anymore. I don't need to talk to you anymore. But women need closure. They need to sit down and they need you to tell them. And it just doesn't make sense. But maybe I'm wrong. What do you think? And I really like to hear from the ladies. Ladies, make some comments. Put some comments down in the comment section. Let me know. What's the answer? Why do women need closure? You've been cheated on. You've been lied to. You've been mistreated. Domestic violence. You need all this stuff. Walk away. What closure do you need? You need the man to tell you that he's cheating on you. You already know it. You already got the evidence. You need the man to tell you, why he's beating you. What? Just get out of there. You don't need no closure. That's closure. But like I said, I could be wrong. Let me know how you feel. Write something in the comments. Because it's confusing to men. What is this closure thing all about? I got a few little stories that I just want to tell you about, before I get out of here. Very interesting. Story number one, what is it with President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris where they just signed the bill, the anti-Asian bill?
I want to go to President Biden. President Biden, your first day of office, you signed an executive order to protect the life and safety of transgenders. I have no problem with that. But you did it on your first day. But he sat up here with you, Charlamagne, and told black people that if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. So if you went out of your way begging black people to vote for you, why haven't we got an executive order or any other activity coming out of the Oval Office from President Biden to protect black people from police?
I agree.
Look what he's doing with the anti-Asian hate. President Joe Biden signed an executive order that is exclusive to Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. I don't have a problem with that. But if you can protect the Asian American and Pacific Islander from violence, why can't you do the same thing for black people? They've been dealing with violence for 1 year as a result of COVID. That's what it's called, the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Bill, to protect Asians as a result of discriminatory treatment that they've been dealing with for how long? 1 year. Black people have been catching hell for 400 years, and we have yet to get an executive order from Joe Biden to protect us from the police.
And it's because of all the hate that Asians are going through now, so they sign a bill into law. What is this all about? Black people have been going through this for 400 years. Black people put you in office. Where's our bill? Where's the bill for black people? The anti-hate bill for black people. And believe me, I have nothing against Asians. I'm happy that we're looking out for Asians. But what about people who built this country? Where's our bill? And it's a sad thing, but once again, it looks like, black people have been duped because we fought hard to get this guy in office, and, his first major bill is an anti-Asian hate bill, not anti-black bill. And already in his administration, there have been, major killings of black people since his administration has started in January, and nothing yet for us. So that's one thing. Have a few stories. I have the stories in the description below. One story is about a young 7-year-old boy whose teacher embarrassed him on a Zoom call during class, because the young man who's 7 could not remember the teacher's name and asked the teacher politely what his name was, and the teacher embarrassed him in class. Luckily that, we have strong black women who would not allow this, so his mother, of course, chastised the teacher, made a complaint, put it on social media, and now this teacher is being reprimanded. So kudos to you. So check out that story below. The other story is that there's a young teenage boy, I think he's 15, 16 years of age, and he goes to a predominantly white school, and there was a white young man who took a picture of him in class and then put it on social media by saying, "What is this N-word doing in my class?" Luckily the picture was found, and of course the parents went to the school, and that young man has been reprimanded, has been suspended. The school did the right thing. So luckily that young man had a mother, of course, another one, strong mother, strong woman, who went out and looked out for this young man. So we gotta look out for our young boys. I mean, I am an individual who run a young men's program in a university, and I know how important it is for us to look out for our young men, because they're killing us off. They are killing us off, and we have to look out for our young men. So kudos to those two mothers that did that great thing where they went and they fought hard for their young men to make sure their young men have dignity and have respect and don't have to fear being in school, where there are other students that may be trying to bully them, or there are even teachers that might be trying to bully them. Well, that's our show for this week. And once again, President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, what's up? Anti-Asian bill, but nothing for black people? I mean, come on. Well, that's it. And I will see you next time.